Rebel Ridge is a new Netflix movie following a former Marine as he takes on a small town government trying to get his cousin out of jail, only to find that the small town police department is more corrupt than it seems. So the movie, we follow our lead as he unveils all of the layers that go in to the deep-seated corruption. I'll be honest, I had never heard of this movie until a bunch of reviews came out. Usually whenever it comes to these Netflix original movies, I don't really have a whole lot of hope for them. They release new movies like every week, and most of them are garbage, so it's not surprising to me that this wasn't on my radar. But like I said, I saw a bunch of people did reviews for this movie, super random in my eyes, and then it had a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I said, okay, I gotta check this movie out. And I have to say, this movie is leaps and bounds better than most other Netflix original movies. This is a great action flick. Now, this is very different than the sort of action movie like The Killer's Game, which I reviewed yesterday on the channel. This is more of a tense thriller, and you're supposed to be following the plot very thoroughly in order to understand what's really going on. So whenever you finally get to the real action scenes, they pack more of a punch because they simply just mean more. But this movie's good because it doesn't need constant action to hold your attention. You are, from the first scene this movie gets going, you are bought in on the lead character. You know that he has been wronged, but that wrong turns into more wrongs on the police department side, and this guy, you're just rooting for him from the get-go in the movie. The movie wastes no time, takes you right into the action, puts you right into his situation, and so it doesn't matter that you don't have a real action scene for like probably a good 40 minutes, but by that time, you're ready and you are bought in. You want to see some people get hurt. Something else that I like is the action in this movie is not over the top. There's no like blood squibs or anything, which are great and like a fun action movie, but this movie is more serious. The action is a lot more tactical, right? I won't reveal certain plot elements, but the lead character, I said he's a former Marine. He's a very specific type of Marine, and I thought that it was a very unique spin on, I guess, what you would typically expect in this sort of movie. But a lot of the action was very close hand-to-hand combat, very entertaining, very, very tactical, like I said. All of it is on screen. Well done. And like I said before, they do a good job with building up to the action scenes so that whenever they finally come, you're not really expecting it. I found myself, whenever action scenes were actually happening, it would just kind of happen naturally. And I'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa. It actually kind of reminded me of Wind River from several years ago. You know, the movie with Jeremy Renner, Elizabeth Olsen. It was kind of like that. The main character is played by an actor named Aaron Pierre, who I had never heard of before this movie. Apparently, I did see him in M. Night Shyamalan's movie Old from a few years ago that I didn't really like. But Aaron Pierre, I am not going to be surprised if we hear about him getting a lot more roles. He was great as the lead. He has an amazing on-screen presence to him. He brings sort of a gravitas to the whole movie, right? You would expect in usually an action movie, the acting isn't going to be great, but Aaron Pierre, he gives a fantastic, serious performance, and there are a lot of rumors of him maybe playing Jon Stewart in the new Green Lantern series, and I'll add fuel to that fire. After seeing him in this movie, I think he has what it takes. He has the physicality. He has the acting chops. He looks like he would be a superhero. I mean, God, this guy makes me want to hit the gym immediately. Overall, fantastic lead. What a great new talent to come across in this movie. Another actor that's in it who I really like is David Denman. You may know him as Roy from The Office, but he's done a lot more than that over the last several years. He's slowly become one of my favorite character actors in the business right now. He plays a small role as a police officer in this sort of corrupt department, and I'm just happy to see him there. I had a feeling his character had something deeper going on to him the entire film. You don't like him from the very beginning, but you know, once everything in the film starts coming together, you start putting together the pieces, and it gets revealed that he delivered a really nuanced, great performance again. Then the screen legend Don Johnson plays just the slimy sheriff who you want to see bad things happen to him. He is excellent. Again, I mean, from the moment he steps on screen, you don't like the guy. He's a total jerk to Aaron Pierre's character. You want to see bad things happen to this dude. And those two butting heads coming against one another, it's great tension. He is great, again, as a slimy sheriff. I'm glad that they got Don Johnson in the role. Now, the only thing about this movie is I felt like some of the finer plot threads got a little too convoluted for me personally. Maybe some of you won't have the same sort of issue with that, but for me, it got a little bit too in the weeds of stuff. We could have simplified it a little bit. We didn't have to get too, I guess, granular there with some of the how deep rooted the corruption is. And then the ending, I think, is good for the most part, but it just kind of happens, and then I won't reveal anything, but the ending I didn't particularly love. I thought that it was good, just not great. I should also say that the action is just so different than really anything else that's out there. At the end, it's sort of like Batman-esque. And if you've seen the movie, you understand what I'm talking about, where there's a certain caveat given to the lead actor that him personally can't really go over that line. And I thought it added a really interesting element at the end where most action movies would just be like shoot 'em up, get rid of everybody. This one didn't really do that, and I thought that it was really creative, really different. I really enjoyed it. Okay, so now it's time for the Jerk score. Again, a work in progress on that name. It was a Netflix movie, so I watched it at my girlfriend's place. She was playing her video game, so I watched it alone. I was not on my phone, so the Jerk score is 0, which is great. And then I'm going to give this movie a score of 8 out of 10. Definitely check it out. But that's everything that I had to say about Rebel Ridge. Have you watched it? Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Bye, guys.